Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 Round Robin. Today's matchup, Team KongDoo Pantera, Reunited.
All right, guys, welcome back to our second match. Hey, Monty, if G-Clef happens to be pushed off a very tall building later, it wasn't me.
Okay.
Totally wasn't me.
Get trolled.
Trolling me at the end of the interview. Jeez.
He trolls us every day. Calls you wolf.
I know, right? This guy.
Too good. Too good.
Well, you know what's going to be even better? Our next match, KongDoo Panthera taking on Reunited. And Reunited obviously coming off of a tough loss on Monday, so they really need to bring it back in a big way. They've got a lot to struggle through, right? I mean, they're adjusting to being here in Korea. They're adjusting even more to Onigod, their new tank, moving unfixed to more of a long-term DPS role. So that roster change, definitely affects things a lot too. But they've got to overcome today, and they don't have an easy team to do it against.
Yeah, it's a roster change after bottoming out at E-League 2 in the Overwatch Open. They ended up getting in last place in their group, very unexpectedly given. But even after that, then the roster change comes through. They only had a few days to work with their new sort of off-tank player in Onigod, so they've been working on that synergy. His ult usage on Zarya was, I would say, suspect at best, to put it nicely, in their first series. And it wasn't just a tough match. Haksal destroyed them. I mean, there's not really another way that you can put it. They got absolutely destroyed by Haksal's Genji, which was a surprise in and of itself. But this is a hard group. It doesn't get easier. Now KongDoo Panthera is here. They are a tournament winner in the Danawa tournament recently here in Korea, and they 3-0'd that final as well. So this is a very good team that we're talking about.
Yep. That's right. They did get the 3 over Luxury Watch Blue, which is kind of considered being one of the weaker teams in the league, but it did make the finals of that tournament. So.
KongDoo Panthera also has the 3 highest skill rating players in the world.
They do.
In it right now. So those players topping the overall ladder are going to be Rascal, Evermore, and followed by Butcher.
Yeah.
So Rascal and Evermore are actually tied in skill rating right now up at the very top. And overall on this team, it's not just about those 3 guys. They have a 4,300 skill rating average across all their players. So on an individual level, we know these guys' mechanics are excellent. Evermore is an amazing Roadhog player.
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of funny, the story behind Evermore and Rascal, that they used to duo together on the ladder, and then once they both got to contest for that 1 or 2 position, they stopped doing with each other, and now it's kind of a contest. When one goes to sleep, we've heard, the other one jumps on the ladder and tries to take that #1 spot away. So that's a healthy amount of competition to bring into the match as teammates, too.
Yeah, it's funny, too, that they're coming into their first match exactly tied in skill rating as well. So from what we were talking to Bishop, he said that this team really didn't wait for a long time before they debuted professionally. They wanted to keep themselves a little bit hidden. Entered Danawa, won it, and now it's their time to shine here against the first Western team to compete in Korea, Reunited.
Yeah, that's right. And, so for today, what I think we're going to be looking for more than anything is just more coordination from Reunited, specifically from Onigod. How well is he going to fit into this team? We'll talk a bit more about that later. Right now, let's take a look at KongDoo Panthera. One player on this team as well to really keep an eye on is Ryder. That's R2DER, because E in Korean means 2, so Ryder basically. He used to be known as Make Frost Young. So one of the players initially on that very, very good Make Frost team that won the Nexus Cup over in China about a month ago.
And is now known as Africa Blue and is competing in China as we speak at the APAC tournament. So he has moved over here. Primarily as the Lucio player.
You would think so. It's the dude in the middle of your screen with the beard. Not the beard. Well, kind of a beard.
He's got a beard.
Beardish.
He's got a beardish.
It's a beardish. It's not quite a Gandalf, but it's a beardish.
A beardlet?
That's right. A little bit more of a Saruman than a Gandalf, I suppose. It's there. It's there anyway.
That's where he is on the wizard beard hierarchy.
Yeah.
Saruman tier. Not Gandalf tier.
That's right. Yeah, maybe more of like a really old King Theoden tier.
All right.
You know, a little bit wispy.
He's not a
It's
wizard,
hard
though.
That's true. And there we go. There is Reunited. And we'll see if Valentine and the gang can do a little bit better. There's Onigod on your screen, the new addition. And this kid's got talent, right? He was part of the Team Norway that did surprisingly well in the early stages of the Overwatch World Cup. A good pickup for this team, but it takes time to establish that synergy.
It also wasn't a one-for-one switch. Unfixed
Yeah.
was moving from a more flex position, and they replaced their DPS player with him, so he's moving into more of a pure DPS role right now, as it is. So some tough transitions to make on a short timeline, and Reunited, they have their work cut out for them tonight, because after their performance earlier this week, you have to believe that KongDoo Panthera are going to be pretty heavy favorites. And the question for me is KongDoo going to play Genji? Have they decided that this is going to be a weakness that Reunited has, because they really struggled to adapt to that pick?
Well, you know, I talked to the coaches and managers for Reunited a little bit earlier today, and they said they were certainly worried a little bit about that Genji. They felt they'd prepared a bit more, as much as you can anyway, in the couple days since that last match, and how to contest that a little bit better. So we'll see if they're able to kind of bring that into the game. He said they'd also been working a lot with Onigod to try to figure out that ult synergy on the Zarya a little bit more too. So they know what their problems are. They're working on fixing them. We'll have to see if it works. It's a tough opponent, though, to bring that into.
Paul up first. There's Bishop at the back. He is the oldest player on the team at 27, so serving as a primary voice, he said, in their shot calling.
And a fellow Minnesota brother, too, found out.
One of your Midwest.
That's right.
Buddies.
There's a few: Lemon Nation, Reynad, and now Bishop in Overwatch. There we go. Our numbers grow. But yeah, I'm really curious to see if, you know, Reunited can kind of get it together a little bit more. And we're about to find out it. It is time to move on to our first map. Let's see who takes Nepal. Will it be KongDoo Panthera or Reunited? Time to get in the game and find out.
I get it.
And welcome to Nepal. You know, Monty, I really love that music because it puts me in the same mindset I was in when I played all that Unreal Tournament way back in the day.
That's so true.
It sounds a lot like that music,
It's like
doesn't
it is like retro, late
right.
90s, early 2000s electronic music.
I'm hanging out on Facing Worlds, you know, maybe low grav if I'm feeling kind of spicy.
Are you
know?
telefragging people?
Hell yeah, I'm telefragging people, of course.
I miss telefragging. That was one of my favorite things.
Yeah, maybe that's what they should give Symmetra, the ability to telefrag people. I don't know how.
That would actually be awesome.
They should just do it. It would be. I mean, you kind of can if you're one of those people that set the teleporter to the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, well, you can
kinda
telefrag your
do it.
teammates.
That's right. It's close enough.
We don't advocate that.
No, we don't. But you know, it is a form of telefragging, I suppose, that exists in Overwatch. We do have that.
All right, so we are going to see mirror compositions. It looks like we are going to see the Reinhardt out of Reunited as well as the Reaper. So we'll be Genji Winston on the side of KongDoo Panthera, and we're actually going to start on Shrine this time.
Yeah, you can certainly make an argument for that Reinhardt on Shrine. A lot of good defensive places to sort of post up with that Reinhardt. Reunited moving in now. Valentine on the side, trying to get a little bit of that early damage done. And away. Butcher able to be taken out early on by Valentine. Yeah, really doing work on that Tracer.
Yeah, he overshot the Tracer at first. And, oh boy,
never mind.
Evermore is going to kill him with the right click. And it's like Butcher sacrificing himself, but that's a pretty quick tap there for KongDoo Panthera. We didn't get to see a lot of the action that was actually happening on the point.
Yeah, we're following Valentine, but within the point, it looked like KongDoo Panthera winning a team fight pretty handily. So now Reunited in that unfortunate position of having to push into Shrine, which is very difficult to do.
They also basically don't have any ult charge right now.
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much under 70%. And
there's a Graviton Surge, and it's used immediately by Evermore. They are so ready for this. And Rascal going in with the Dragon Blade now gets two. Butcher picks up a third, and this is going to be a solid teamfight win for KongDoo Panthera. Reunited gonna have to go back to the drawing board again.
Well, just the ult advantage was so big right there for KongDoo Panthera.
Yeah.
Waka Waka even built up his pulse bomb, but didn't actually end up using it. Good discipline on that, just letting Rascal clean everything up with the Dragon Blade and not overcommitting. Pick up all the kill. Morty, sadly, all alone on the side right there with an ulting Genji. And KongDoo Panthera up to 50% now on the point. They still have more ults to work with.
That's right, nano boosted Butcher coming in with that Winston, getting a ton of damage done with that lightning gun. Death Blossom
That's
used
not going to do anything.
by Unfixed, but yeah, nobody to really do a lot of damage to it. It's not looking good for Reunited.
Well,
all right. Well,
you should not have ulted right there. That was very awkward. I guess he thought that maybe somebody was still alive and on the point. But really well handled by KongDoo Panthera. They commit to the Winston nano boost immediately, and they split up on the Reaper. They jump straight up in the air with the Winston right when the Death Blossom comes through, so they negate all of the nano boosted Reaper damage, and that's just a disaster for Reunited. They don't have anything to work with.
I like the switch over to Zenyatta. I think that's a good move. Just
You got to make this big bang work.
It makes a big difference. Yeah, Onigod rather, they're able to force Panthera off the point. At the moment anyway, it looks like a one-team fight so far for Reunited. Waka Waka picking one up in the back lines. No, Onigod, or rather in the front lines. And Ryder kind of on his own, but now not on his own. Joins his teammates in death as Reunited finally takes a point, but KongDoo Panthera already at 99% here on Shrine.
It was a nice late kill, though, under Ryder. It did split spawn them a little bit, so that will buy a small amount more time for Reunited. But Rascal, bouncing around, did die in that last fight, had the Dragon Blade up, but just waiting for his teammates to make a convincing final push. Big bang up for Reunited, though.
Rascal comes in, looking for the kill onto Onigod there. Has the Dragon Blade, Valutaya trying to block that pulse bomb. Gets two. One with Bishop, then one onto Butcher. Waka Waka, though, comes in for the kill onto Unfixed. Valutaya on the outside of Shrine. Now looks like Reunited should be able to hold. Morty had to use his Transcendence, though, but it did help them hold the point.
Yeah, Valutaya's going crazy, but notice what KongDoo is doing. They are not committing any ultimates. They're going to have a 6-ult push here. So it's only 40%. They know they're going for the sure thing. They go in, just build up some ult charge. They bait out the defensive ults, the Sound Barrier, and the Transcendence for United. This is the push they want to actually work.
Absolutely right. There's the Sound Barrier used for KongDoo Panthera as they come in. Dragon Blade. Rascal starting to cut apart Reunited. Evermore dies kind of on his own on the outside, but it was enough. And now overtime has begun. Reunited has to find some way to keep this point alive, but it is going to be very difficult, if not impossible.
Yeah, really good discipline from KongDoo. Credit to them. They weren't trying to style on their opponents or really just win immediately. They go for the sure push.
Now Pulse Bomb takes out Winghaven. Drew's already down as well, Unfixed. Able to get a couple with that Dragon Blade, but not quite enough. And point one goes over to Panthera.
It's great discipline. Really good discipline throughout that match. They never really overcommitted with ultimates. Their communication clear onto when their powerful pushes were going to be, when they were going to use those cooldowns, and just especially that last fight, getting both the Zenyatta and the Lucio ultimates out made a pretty big difference.
Yeah. So rough start for Reunited. We're able to take point for a little bit there, but overall, losing that point on Shrine quite handily. See if they can bring it back on what our second Nepal location ends up being. As we move in, trying to see from their screens. I guess I'll have to wait a little bit longer. Find out. And it will be Village. Okay, this one can be a bit crazy.
Actually running a Mei here on Village.
Yeah, both teams running Mei, which is
and
pretty common on this one.
Well, no tracers. So this is actually different.
That is, yeah, that's very true. No tracer here on Village. Whoa, Butcher goes really deep. He may regret that. Gets frozen, gets pinned, gets taken down by Unfixed, and that may give United a little bit of an early advantage.
Yeah,
they got to get the kill there too.
They got 2 kills off of that. Looks like there wasn't enough backup from the Zarya shield when they went for that attempt. They are just going to have to fall back and give up the first cap on the point here. Valutaya does end up falling.
Great right clicks here from Unfixed, really bringing the pain with those icicles. And Reunited takes a solid early point. Good first fight.
Very good, and that's just, they collapsed nicely. Good target selection onto Butcher.
Well, Butcher kind of made himself an easy target there by diving in way too deep. So
got the short range charge too. Winghaven.
Evermore dropping down the Graviton Surge. We'll see if they can capitalize on it. Not a lot of damage coming in because of the Sound Barrier used by Reunited. Opposing Graviton Surge used by Onigod as well, it looks like. Reunited forcing KongDoo Panthera back for the moment. Unfix has, I think, really been the hero. Whoa, yeah, definitely being the hero on this Zarya. And they have got KongDoo Panthera pushed back to spawn right now.
Yep, really nice patience there for the sound barrier from Cruz. And KongDoo, that was one of those moments where they didn't wait for another ultimate to come out. They threw down their first available ult with the Zarya Graviton Surge, and there just wasn't enough damage to power on through the sound barrier. It's a pretty easy defense there from REUNITED, and KongDoo Panthera has to regroup now and try and make their way back to the point.
There we go, Nano Blossom. Valutaya looking for a couple, get some damage done, if not the kills. There's gonna pick another one up, and REUNITED handling this push quite well, handily.
But now's the time that KongDoo Panthera is actually going to have an opportunity to really inflict some damage. No ults on the side of REUNITED. They have their own Nano Boost available.
They're pretty close to the Graviton Surge, though. And honestly, the Blizzard, too. So if they can get a little bit of poke in, like they're trying to do, they might have some defensive options. Evermore shielding his Winston as he jumps in. Oh, gets the Graviton Surge up right before it goes down. There's the Death Blossom from Waka Waka. And it is going to be a bunch of Muppets on the ground as he takes them out. That's a Fozzie Bear moment right there.
KongDoo Panthera finally realizing that they are going to have an advantage, and it looks like the Zarya and Mei ults come up, but not before the team is wiped. So finally KongDoo going to get some percent on the board, but REUNITED got a lot of time to make this work, and now they are finding themselves in a situation where they can easily push forward with a ton of crowd control from the Zarya and the Mei.
Well, they see Panthera on the high ground, so they're just going to run right to the point right away and take it back. KongDoo Panthera not able to stop. Now the Graviton Surge goes down. Valutaya pops that Death Blossom. Not sure if that one was really necessary, as they had already pretty much won the fight, but either way, they hold it. They're going to bring it to overtime now. Looking pretty good on Village for REUNITED so far.
Yeah, they're going to just cancel it out right here.
Get it.
So they use the Death Blossom. It does end up actually panning out for them. I think they panicked a little bit because Cruz died right at the beginning of that fight. So they felt like they may have had to commit a few more ultimates. Being down in the 5-on-6 does buy them enough time to tick out overtime. So they too take the second point, and it will be the game-deciding third point here on Sanctum.
That's right. I gotta say, Unfixed looked really good on that Mei. I think made a big difference on that map.
Absolutely. Unfixed really the hero.
Yep. Yeah, so we are going to Sanctum. A lot of composition options here. Looks like we've got Morty on the Zenyatta right off the top. Feels a bit more comfortable on that than the Ana, it seems like, anyway. Although his sleep darts are really good. After watching him in practice for a while, man, I'm glad I don't have to play against him.
Yeah, but having the two defensive support ults when there's an enemy Genji on the other team is useful, because you're hoping just to nullify every single nano-boosted Dragon Blade right there. So it looks like this is going to be their strategy going forward against this Genji.
I think that's a wise strategy. Defensive ult certainly helping kind of stuff that engage. Rascal, though, that kill onto Onigot. Valutaya trying to harass on the outside, manages to take down Bishop. Getting the Ana out of the way before she has that nano boost built up is certainly a good thing. Good start for REUNITED, it looks like.
Already on the point. Looks like it's just a bit of a delay here for as long as they can, but that's going to be Rider falling, and the first cap going over to REUNITED.
Now they got to hold that spawn. This is one of the maps, one of the points rather, that it's maybe a little bit easier to do that, but they can't quite get the position to do it immediately.
Working up right now, just a poke in from Rascal. He wants to finish off the charge on the Dragon Blade.
One more left click, or two should do it. Very low, meanwhile, Dragon Blade used by Unfixed. Defensively trying to keep KongDoo Panthera off the point, doesn't get any. Valutaya does kill Bishop in the back lines, which is very important. Sound barrier goes down for REUNITED. Rascal actually has his as well. Both Lucios dropping it. Rascal with that Dragon Blade, not getting any kills at all. Defensive ults working out well for REUNITED.
They still have the Transcendence too, so this is really a more effective strategy REUNITED is using. They've got the Winston there too that the Genji's not going to be able to get a lot of reflex done with, and Waka Waka not able to deal the necessary amount of damage here.
Well, they've lost too many people though. REUNITED can have to back away from this point, it looks like, giving it over to Panthera.
50% done, and now typical reset at the choke point. Bishop going to be staying very far back outside of line of sight of his team. but he does have the nano boost.
Well, he's died a couple times to Valutaya's Tracer already.
Valutaya's
So.
doing well.
Yeah, he needs to play it a little bit safer here. Transcendence used. They're going to use it offensively to push in here. Reunited still losing Onigod and Cruz, though, so...
Onigod just forced against the wall there, a little bit out of position. He didn't follow the rest of his team on through.
All right, looks like they may be able to take this point, though. Waka Waka taken out in the back by Unfixed. It's hard to cast seriously and say names like Waka Waka, isn't it?
Hey, it's not if you're casting Pac-Man.
I guess. Well, then that's
Waka,
all you
waka,
hear is
waka,
Waka Waka. That's true. I watched too much Muppet Movie as a kid, though, so I can't detach that sound from Foxy there. Here comes Rascal. They're going to go in with the sound barrier as well. Graviton Surge used defensively by Onigod. Looking for that follow-up here. Primal Rage popped by Winghaven. Rascal, though, with the Dragon Blade. Now he gets the Nano Boost. No kills just yet. Got another opportunity, though. Going after Valutaya.
Zarya shield right there.
Absolutely. KongDoo Panthera not making too much headway on this point yet. Reunited up to about 90% already. Pulse Bomb comes in. Reunited looks like they may be able to hold this. I don't know. Butcher with a kill, though, on that Winston.
It's being annoying right now. Tracer battle's going in favor of Valutaya for the moment, but there's the recall.
That's going to be tough. Unfixed comes in and makes that an unfair fight. It looks like that's going to be it. Reunited takes Nepal.
Very nicely done by Reunited. I like the changes that they've made since their last performance. And particular credit may not have been flashy, but to Cruz and Morty, who did a very good job of communicating with each other and not stacking up their ultimates, playing around the Genji ult so very well. So the weak point that they showed in their match on Monday, not reappearing here today.
This is, you know, there's a couple things to consider there. Yes, Reunited is looking better, but, you know, are they facing a Genji as good as Aksal? Probably not.
Yes, that's true, but also it's just the strategic differences, right?
Sure.
This is a composition that can deal very well with the Genji, get the Discord Orb on him, try and focus it down.
Yeah.
And especially with the Transcendence there, you need burst damage to get through that because it's healing you at a rate of 300 HP a second.
Sure.
But you can still one-shot people if you have enough damage there, right? And maybe you go for some more consistent DPS so they can't just hit their support ults and then negate your big offensive pushes. You may have to try and switch it up and go for something like a McCree or a Pharah that can deal damage from long range.
There's another factor to that, too. You know, we didn't see the Reinhardt used a lot in their match on Monday, and they did bring it in on Sanctum as well. You can block a lot of the chip damage from a Genji that builds up that ult, too. So, yeah, good strategic changes. Let's see if they can bring it to King's Row and go up 2-0, or will Panthera tie things up? Welcome to King's Row, and we will see if Reunited can keep the momentum going from their win on Nepal, or if KongDoo Panthera
Battleground.
will be able to show a bit more skill on
King's
the payload
Row.
map.
We have an early Bastion here. I wonder if we're going to see that this has been a strategy floating around scrims.
Maybe. Looks like they're running the Mercy Pharah combo as well. As we look in the tiny screen in the lower right. There we go now. Okay.
I assume Valutaya is just going to flip off of this though, because
I would think so. Because you can't really get the Bastion into the place that we saw BK Stars get the Bastion to without the Mei. They could theoretically still be running the Bastion. I mean, you could go.
I don't know where you.
Oh,
put
never
it.
mind.
Yeah.
Well, they switched off the Pharah too, so.
We'll see if they switch back to the Pharah. I think Morty probably is going to run the Mercy here. So.
It is becoming more and more common these days.
Now, sometimes we see teams with the Widowmaker just get some early scope information, try and suss out the team composition, and maybe see if they can get an early headshot before falling back down to the bottom and switching off. And that's what we're going to see. Just use that scope. Valutaya going over to the Reaper now, unfixed on the Mei. No Mercy, it turns out. Morty back on the Ana.
So pretty normal composition moving out for Reunited. Pretty normal stuff from KongDoo Panthera as well. Panthera does like to run the triple tank. They have Evermore on that Roadhog, of course. So good, and that's why. And they take Waka Waka off of the DPS role and put him on Zarya. But Evermore, I mean, one of the best Roadhogs I think I've ever seen. So.
Well, he's #1 in the ladder, and his main is Roadhog. So I think we can say a lot about his individual skill on the hero.
This is really where this team shines. It's defensively with triple tank. This is really where it gets hard to break them. But Reunited coming in from the side now. Rascal trying to cut him off with the main wall, but didn't quite get it.
There we go. Valatai coming in. Not very effective long-range shotgun shots right there, but working his way over, getting icicled in the meantime.
Ooh, Rascal a bit low. Valatai coming in the back lines now, looking for some damage onto that Reinhardt. Reunited pushing him off the point. Earthshatter used to just continue this, and Valutaya combined with that Earthshatter. Reunited putting together a winning push here. They are going to take point A quite quickly.
Yeah, Winghaven got that Earthshatter up very early on, and he sacrificed himself, but gets the CC down, so nice control on the point there. They bounce back from the early pick onto Valutaya.
And that's the thing, is that if you can't continue to get those picks with this triple tank composition, you just kind of don't have a lot of sustained damage, and you get run over a little bit once in a while. So Reunited able to utilize that to take this point, but let's see how fast they can push the payload here.
Nano boost up for both teams, and here we go.
Blizzard time, nano boost used onto the Reinhardt on the KongDoo Panthera side of things. Morty holding on to his. A couple kills coming in from Panthera. Looks like Reunited's going to be content to just reset this.
Morty does hold on to the nano boost though.
Yep. So just going to reset it.
Yes, resetting both teams using the blizzards.
The tricky part is that some of the players in Reunited, like Cruz, stayed alive a long time, and that did split spawn them a bit, so it will take them a little bit longer to get back in position for a push here.
Valutaya had used the Death Blossom, so not a really great opportunity to use the nano boost right now. Nice pick.
Oh boy, yep, they're going to get butchered right away. Nano boost. Comes in rather, that was something the grenade instead. Winghaven on top of the point right now. Main defensive shield, there's a Graviton Surge. KongDoo Panthera coming in, the whole hog with Evermore, and they are caught. Where are the kills though? Couple finally coming in. Hook misses, but that is still going to be a pretty clean team fight win in favor of KongDoo Panthera.
Yeah, it did take a little bit, but when you have one of those Graviton Surges, you're not going to get pushed back by the whole hog, and you're going to eat a ridiculous amount of damage that you normally would be pushed away from. So it can be a strong combination. You don't see it executed that often, but there's the initial pick right onto the Mei, has the whole hog, and the follow-up just excellent right there, and we don't get to watch it again even though nothing's happening.
Are you kidding, man? I want to see those Reinhardt hold shields at each other.
Moore's actually up top right now, trying to get the flank in. Valutaya gonna fall.
Yeah, Reunited gonna dedicate a lot to this nano boost, and they're gonna try to pop the sound barrier to contest rather this nano boost for Shatter. Graviton Surge used by KongDoo Panthera, and able to kill a lot of the members of Reunited after that. Valutaya finally going down, and Reunited held back to their spawn yet again.
Yeah, they got the sound barrier and the Graviton Surge out of Reunited too, while managing to hold. So small commitment, just a Blizzard, and it looks like Ryder also dropping the sound barrier of his own, but they have a really good position now, and there's another pick! No! Valutaya gonna live, he actually wins the duel!
Man, every Roadhog knows how that feels. You think you're gonna get that easy kill, and then you just don't get the shotgun spread you're looking for, and then that Reaper kills you. Oh, I hate it when that happens. That tilts me, man.
That's huge. That is so huge for them right there. There was such a good position from Evermore. He got the hook and they couldn't finish the kill. A nice sleep dart there. Onto Valutaya, is on the ground, nano boosted.
Time to sleep. Vix backing away, very low health, manages to get the headshot off onto Bishop before going down, but it's still going to be a hold for KongDoo Panthera. Reunited able to push that payload a bit of the way though, and now, Rascal coming in for the flank. Gonna try to go for a Blizzard here. Is he really? Okay, I was gonna say. I'm surprised he even took a shot there, because I think he wants to come in from behind by surprise, right?
Well, yeah, looking for some opportunistic icicles, trying to distract them a little bit, force them to look the other direction, so that his team might have an opportunity to open up right there.
Here comes the Blizzard. Nobody move.
Nice wall.
Splits up Reunited beautifully, and man, they are going to absolutely wreck him. Waka Waka dropped the Graviton Surge there too, but they might not have even needed that. That was just a great play by Rascal. The wall, the Blizzard, Reunited split and destroyed.
Yeah, just nowhere to go after the wall came up in between the members of the team. So pretty easy kills, and that's the way you want to play Mei. They were disrespecting the Mei a little bit. They knew she was behind. They had probably a pretty good inkling that the ultimate was up and available for her.
Yep. Well,
the high ground
May not being very effective at protecting the environment right now, but she's very effective at protecting the payload from getting to its final destination. Here comes KongDoo Panthera again. Nano boost onto the Reinhardt as he dives into the back lines. Earth Shatter in response from Winghaven. Gonna pin Reinhardt against the wall, gets one kill. Butcher does go down, and Winghaven using that nano boost to look for more. Couple kills come in, and the payload moves. Oh, but Evermore manages to grab Valutaya. On the outside of that, doesn't stop to push though.
Yeah, they need to contest this payload. Finally, Ryder's going to come in and start jumping around on Lucio.
Yep.
So they're still going to chase him off, however, and it looks like they are going to cap the second point. It's
close.
Real close.
They should get it. Yeah, they do. Okay. Now that final stretch. This one is really tough. They've got 1:45 to do it in. OniGod has that Graviton Surge to use. Valutaya and Cruz, both of their ults onto Reaper and Lucio, respectively. Rascal with the Blizzard yet again.
Got free time, though, for the push. Ryder is still waiting on the respawn.
Yeah.
So he's going to give Reunited a chance to catch back up when it comes to ult charge. Pretty crucial pick onto the Lucio right there.
Valutaya spotted by Evermore, though, so he's not going to be able to drop down and surprise him. There's a Blizzard. Rascal coming in again. Really good engage on that May. Reunited, split, forced back. And what do? Wow, Whole Hog used as well by Evermore just to ensure they win this team fight. Gets Valutaya on the way out. And they will hold.
Shoving them all the way back, but Reunited, they didn't flinch right there. They know they're close. They want to make this final push. So they go ahead and wipe, but a lot of ults come out of KongDoo. Now 5 up for Reunited. This is got one push left to make this work.
I mean, it's tough, though, because that Graviton Surge takes so much time away from your push. They're going to go for it now. Valutaya pops his ultimate, gets slept, gets Earth Shattered immediately. Reunited still with the kill, so Evermore gets 2 on his own, trying to be a hero here, but he is forced back into the corner and taken out by OniGod, and Reunited going to keep this push going, and they are almost there, and no ults from KongDoo, aside from maybe Raiders sound barriers soon. Reunited's nearly got this.
Wall comes in, though. They're going to try and push them back off. They just need to buy time.
There we go. Graviton Surge goes down. Sound barrier was used. Can they push it the rest of the way? Blizzard not getting a whole lot done. KongDoo Panthera forcing Reunited back a little bit. Rascal coming in. He's got the Blizzard too in case he needs to use it. Oh, onto the May. And that's going to be dangerous, and that's going to be a hold in favor of KongDoo Panthera. Reunited got it almost all the way there, though.
That was a really good stop on the nano boosted Reaper, though. You have to say, Sleep straight into the Earth Shatter. So they knew what was coming. They dealt with it immediately, chaining the CC to make sure that he wasn't going to be able to deal any damage. Now, once they rolled him, it was easy to clean up the rest of the fight.
Yep. So Evermore doing what you'd expect him to do on that Roadhog as well, especially towards the end of that fight, getting 2 picks himself.
Yeah, playing the flank nicely. Nobody on Reunited expecting him to be over there, but they do almost push it all the way through. It looked a little bit dicey there before the second point, but they managed to shove it through almost to the end of the Foundry.
Honestly, though, on this map, there's a big difference from pushing it where it is now and almost to the goal. There's a big difference. It's much easier to get the payload that far than it is to push it almost onto the point. So, you know, if I were Reunited, I would still feel a little bit uncomfortable. You want to get it a little bit quicker before, or a little bit farther rather, before you can really say, you know, well, it's nearly 3 points.
Very true. Very true. So, KongDoo, they complete this map with all 3 points. They will instantly win, so
5 series. And Reunited with the defense now. They will go for 2-2-2, it looks like. No triple tank for them. And we'll see what KongDoo Panthera has in mind. Waka Waka getting some information, as is Ryder.
Yeah, Ryder definitely going to be switching over to that Lucio, but he was responsible for the Sonic Arrow intel at the beginning of the game.
Certainly will be. Oh, going for a Scatter Arrow kill too. We'll see if he picks one up. Nope, deflects off the shield. Doesn't go for the Sonic Arrow, and so he'll just swap over to Lucio. Just going for something a little bit cheesy early on. Bishop already a bit low though on the Ana.
Evermore back on the Roadhog again, coming through on the high ground while his teammates push for the point, so he'll be looking for some hooks from above.
Yeah, and this is one of the maps where a pick can really end up doing a lot of work here.
surprised. Decided to take a breather right there. There's
I
a
know,
hook
that
onto the Reinhardt.
Interesting. Doesn't get a whole lot of damage done. With that, went back to the high ground now. Kills for Winghaven though. It looks like Reunited's going to hold this.
Bishop and Butcher already dead. Cut off with an ice wall for the rest of their team. They don't pick up the initial kill with the Roadhog hook. Evermore, stick around. He's just hiding up here, waiting for his team to reassemble. Nobody brave enough to walk around that corner with a hook waiting for them. And
Yeah.
looks like Reunited playing pretty far back on the defense on this point.
It's probably a good idea. You know, they know the pick potential from the high ground stage. Wow, that sleep really protected Winghaven from getting pulled in there. Butcher's still getting the kill though. The Valutaya. Kills though coming in for Reunited. They're holding for the moment anyway. And there's a wall. Unfix going after Evermore. Gonna have to ice block himself. Oh, gets hooked. No ice block. That's so dangerous. I'm surprised he lived that long, honestly.
Yeah, he did get finished off by Rascal there with an icicle, and now they have to fall away. They are trapped in the point right now with an angry Reinhardt. Earth Shatter.
No, holding on to it. I think that was pretty wise, too.
Gotta be saved. Yeah, they were already done and shoved off.
Well, they had the Blizzard there, too, so the Earth Shatter would have been a bit redundant, and either way, they've got enough to take the point. And so they will grab it. I believe not quite as quick as Reunited, but still with plenty of time left. Whole hog.
Wow.
He's going to use it just to push the defense back. They just want to get that payload moving a little bit more, I think.
Still got some time to wait on that payload,
Yeah.
though, Doa.
Oh, you're right.
Not even out of the garage yet.
Huh.
So I think he was just afraid that he was up there alone. But
Maybe.
regardless, it actually works. It pushes them off the most defensible point on this map. And around the S curve right there on the side of the bookshop.
He's got a chance. Valutaya coming in. He's going to have that Death Blossom. Just using the left clicks for now. It doesn't even need the ult. Combining just those Reaper shots with the Blizzard, and that's going to be an easy hold for Reunited.
That's good flank. Good flank, and Reunited using only the Zarya ultimate. Much better Zarya ult usage by Onigod compared to their showing earlier this week. That was much better coordinated with the rest of his teammates to the degree that they don't even have to invest much else. Not the Nano Boost, not the Death Blossom, not anything, Noah.
Yeah, I really agree. It's looked a lot smoother. And here comes Valutaya in the back line. Speaking of smooth, getting that smooth Death Blossom triple, finishing it off, using that Nano Boost to do intense damage.
Great hold.
KongDoo Panthera, yeah, team kill in favor of Reunited. And just to go back to your point you brought up a minute ago, yeah, Onigod looking much better on the Zarya this week.
Yeah, this is why you want to hold at this point, basically. You have to go through upper halls, or you have to walk through that choke point. There's a Reaper with that Death Blossom. You're going to get a lot of damage done, so Rascal lays down the Blizzard.
Have the wall there as well, so Reunited staying alive with that sound barrier, but it was a bit of a scary moment. Unfixed survives the Graviton Surge with his ice block, turns around now. Rascal looking for a kill on the opposing Mei. Valutaya taking out Butcher. It's pretty even on each side, but now finally KongDoo Panthera pushing through Reunited, and they will get things moving here.
Yeah, that's one of those times, well, kind of awkward Roadhog ult right there, but to start it off, it was a bit interesting. Waka Waka dropped his Graviton Surge pretty far back in the back line. It didn't end up doing much, so I'm going to push on through towards the second point. Reunited have a chance to defend, and KongDoo Panthera really have to be patient, and there we go.
Oh, here comes
Are
the
they going to combo
Total
this?
They're going to combo with the Blizzard, and they're going to send Winghaven in there as well. No Nano Boost, but getting the damage done. Reunited forcing KongDoo Panthera back. Whoa, goodbye! Bishop. Use that Nano Boost and see who
Butcher,
on
it's on
exactly.
Butcher.
Okay, on Butcher there. Yeah, there we go. And meanwhile, Valutaya comes in, gets a couple with his own Nano Boost. Reunited, able to hold.
Big split spawn there, too.
Aha.
And that's an even bigger one, so the picks keep coming
Valutaya
for Reunited, and they are buying themselves so much time today. Valutaya is on a rampage.
Yeah, he's looking very good on that Reaper today. I think just in general, we're seeing a lot tighter play from Reunited.
Yes.
They look much more coordinated this match.
That they do.
There we go, Reunited. Pushing the payload back. KongDoo Panthera, they've got the Earth Shadow, they've got the Blizzard themselves as well. Blizzard coming in though. And he manages to go deep. Blizzard used by Panthera, they're pushing Reunited back. Rascal getting those right clicks in. That's going to be a push that's probably going to end up in that
Wall on wall.
Whoa, that was crazy. Rascal stays alive for the moment. Blizzard was used on the Reunited side. They've got ults, but they don't have the ability to stop Panthera from taking point B.
Wow, that was crazy to have the bay wall on top of the bay wall. One thing that's been fun to watch about Rascal's bay play is that he's very keen to make his own high ground and then try and target down unfixed on the bay. He's won a lot of those duels.
Yeah. Well, you do that on the payload too, and it's really hard for the other team to get a good purchase on it to stop Rascal on the Pharah now. Graviton Surge used in favor of KongDoo Panthera. They pop that sound barrier, but it runs out as soon as the Earth Shatter comes in. Unfixed getting a kill there. Winghaven as well. Their own sound barrier used, and Reunited helping to make those ults make a hold.
Yeah, Rascal, as you say, switching over to the Pharah right now. No Mercy. Oh, there we go. Ryder is on the Mercy, excuse me. He'll switch over.
Yep.
So this is a composition that we've seen pretty commonly from the Korean teams. The Ana Pharah Mercy comp, able to use that nano boost.
Oh, good damage actually from Rascal. He's got the barrage already. Oh, but he gets stuck into the Graviton Surge. Killed by Unfixed. It's going to be a hold for Reunited. And their grenade prevents the healing, but it doesn't prevent the team from dying all around him. A full team kill in favor of Reunited, and that was close. Man, Rascal was almost in position to wreck Reunited with that barrage.
Yeah, but they kept it. Jace kept the idea of where his cooldown was. They see him coming up, and that means there's no tool for him to actually get out of the Graviton right there with his jump down. So clever use of the Graviton Surge, and it makes the big difference.
All right, Blizzard time. Unfixed throwing up the wall, trying to trap a few members of KongDoo Panthera. They've got Butcher in the back lines. Whoa, he goes flying, though, as he gets hit by the opposing charge, I believe that was. Either way, it's another hold from Reunited.
And KongDoo has nothing to work with.
Yep.
They have 45 seconds, and they don't have any ultimates. Rascal blew the barrage right there and still ended up paying for it. So it's basically like, what are you going to do? Are you going to nano boost your McCree during a Deadeye? Try and come around again. Doesn't choose to go through the window.
All right, Waka Waka with the Deadeye. Looking for the kills here. Gets one, or rather Valutaya gets a kill on the Waka Waka. Now he receives a nano boost going in onto Butcher. Butcher getting nano boosted by their Ana. Go for some return damage. There's a Resurrect. Brings up Rascal. Brings up Waka Waka again. And this is what they were hoping for, is just getting in there, brawling, and using that Mercy ult to keep the push going, even though they lack the ults themselves. But now they're close, getting so close to winning King's Row.
Yeah, they're on overtime, though, and here come the respawns. Barrage is up. It's about to Rascal. How can he use this ability? And there it comes in from behind.
Oh, that could be big. Earthshatter coming in as well. Sleep. Oh, he nearly fell down the pit, but he didn't. Reunited trying to hold. That payload is right there, 1.49 meters away. Reunited trying to survive against Rascal's Pharah. Gets one kill onto Cruz there, and on the point sits the Reinhardt. Finally goes down. Looks like Reunited may be able to hold. There it goes, and they're going to force a tie, 2-2. We're going into time bank, and Reunited starting with maybe, well, it's going to be about the same. Oh, never mind.
Yep.
Reunited they just win it. Never
They
mind.
just won it. They got him off the payload.
So
no time bank there with nobody finishing the map. So that'll be a 2-0 actually for Reunited so far in this series.
Yeah.
Wow, and really at the end there, what was so clutch was the sleep dart onto the Zarya, because what happened was it forced Rascal on the Pharah to descend onto the payload where they could kill her to keep the payload, to keep the overtime alive, and we just couldn't see the Zarya get right back onto the payload in order to drag it out for just a little bit longer. But what a close end to that game.
Well, I gotta say though, just in general, the play we're seeing from Reunited in this match is like night and day difference to what we saw on Monday. I mean, everything looks better. The coordination is better, and especially Onigod being much better about using those Graviton Surges at the right time.
Here we go. Play the game from Valutaya. No surprise, probably in the play in that choke point.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, great play from Valutaya, all map long. Just a Reaper that KongDoo Panthera just couldn't handle.
So it'll have to be a reverse sweep now if KongDoo Panthera wants to win it. Reunited frustrated, no doubt, after that first loss and coming in with some, I would say, convincing. That was a very close second game, and it was a 2-1, but
that's right,
pulling it out in the end.
Well, we will go for a quick break, guys, and when we come back, we'll see if KongDoo Panthera can start the comeback, or if Reunited will close out their second match here in Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 with a 3-0. So you do not want to go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
시간 가속기도 만들었는데 이 정도쯤이야. 오버워치 요원, 오버워치 요원 여러분. 아, 이게 아닌가? 오버워치의 옛 요원 여러분, 윈스턴입니다. 당연한 소리라. 30년 전 옴닉은 전쟁을 일으켰어. 속수무책으로 당하던 세계는 영웅들을 소집해 작은 단체를 꾸립니다. 그렇게 옴닉 사태로부터 인류를 구하기 위해 오버워치가 결성됐지요. 우린 역사상 가장 위대한 평화의 수호자이자 번영의 상징이었습니다. 당신이 선택됐던 이유는 그만한 힘과 능력이 있었기 때문에. 당신이 싸웠던 이유는 이미 아시는 얘기죠. 네, 사람들은 우리 없이 살기로 결정했어요. 심지어 우리가 범죄자라며 우리 조직을 해체시켰죠. 하지만 보세요. 누군가 나서야 해. 우리가 나서야 한다고요. 우리가 바로잡을 수 있어요. 세상에 우리가 필요합니다. 지금 당장. 함께 하실 거죠?
노력은 선수를 만들고 코어 i7 프로세서는 멈추지 않는 파워를 드립니다.
And welcome back to Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1. I'm Doe, with me is Monte Cristo, and Reunited up 2-0 so far against KongDoo Panthera. And I gotta say, on paper, Panthera looked like a good team. They've been performing okay, but Reunited, all the issues they were having on Monday seem to be worked out.
Yeah, I really think they took a step back, thought about their compositions, figured out why their backline was so vulnerable, because it was just Haksal destroying both of their supports over and over and over again. They make some changes, particularly on Nepal, and now they are up 2-1 in what has been two very close maps, within a meter on King's Row, and then just a one map, or 1 point, I should say, victory on Nepal. So we are going to be going to Temple of Anubis. That is the selection.
All right, so
from KongDoo Panthera.
Our assault map. We'll see if KongDoo Panthera can get the comeback going. Got to win 3 in a row. It's not going to be easy, especially against this revamped Reunited. Let's see if they can start things rolling now, or if Reunited closes it out. Time to go to Temple of Anubis.
I get it.
All right, welcome to Temple of Anubis, one of my personal favorite maps in the game. I love this. I don't care what you say about the spawns. I love this map, Monte Cristo.
Temple of Anubis.
I like this the best for assault maps, Noah, and just from talking to Reunited too, they are very confident on the 2 control point maps. They feel like they have more practice and a better grasp on them than many other teams in the professional scene. They put more of an emphasis on training on these maps, so I'm pretty sure that they are quite happy to be up 2-0, and on this point, they are going to be playing defense first here.
That's right, and looks like they may actually be sending out a Bastion. Let's see if he changes. Nope, there's the Tracer. I was going to say. I mean, you can, if you run a Reinhardt, sit up on that high ground with the Bastion Reinhardt, but it's too easily flanked, so I would have been pretty surprised if we saw them actually go for that.
And they're going to be running a composition which is very anti-Genji, coming back to the anti-Genji comps that we saw from them on Nepal earlier. And the Zenyatta able to get that Orb of Discord, and then if you have Focus or a Winston in the back there, can't reflect the Tesla gun, so he can just get on top of the Genji and do work. And they did this late in the series that they had against Runaway, but they didn't swap to the Zenyatta, I think, early enough. But now they're committing to it more heavily, Zenya-Lucio combo. But fortunately for them, KongDoo is not, in fact, running a Genji.
They're running a triple tank comp. I wonder if they're going to try to run up and boost themselves up on the wall like we saw before, or like we've seen in the past. I think that may be the plan here.
At least take a look at that. Nope. So not going to actually use the wall right there, saving it. They feel comfortable just pushing under the bridge instead.
All right. Well, meanwhile, Winston comes in, trying to break up this offensive push from KongDoo Panthera. Rascal doing what he can, but he's kind of in the thick of it. Kills coming in, though, for the red team. Only got able to get one on the Roadhog. Valutaya picking one up. Rascal, though, now forcing things into favor of KongDoo. And Waka Waka with nearly that full charge on the Zarya is going to be a big threat for Reunited to worry about.
Having a little bit of trouble here dealing with Valutaya, but finally going down. They pick up Morty too, so shoving their way on through. Valutaya does have the pulse bomb for the defense, but KongDoo Panthera splitting people up, and mostly it was Rascal right there who was sort of unchecked, firing those icicles into the fray.
It was a very clutch shield from Waka Waka onto Evermore at the end of that fight too, as we saw Valutaya come in and try to finish him off at very low health, but got the shield. Got the kill on the road.
So many ults coming up for KongDoo, though.
That's right. Push continuing.
Same thing, though, for Reunited.
Oh, they're close, but Panthera looking a little bit better. They're going to pop the sound barrier, it seems like. The KongDoo Panthera side of things. End up doing a whole lot. Evermore, though, finding an angle. Oh, it's hooked. Oh, he didn't get the kill, though.
Get the
Onto
kill.
the May.
He's trapped underneath the bridge here.
Yep, pulse bomb. Bishop actually taken out. There's a kill for Evermore. So they're trading pretty evenly, but at the end of the day, that's going to mean probably a stop push from KongDoo Panthera. They're not giving up quite yet. Butcher looking for a bit, but he's kind of on his own. I don't know if he got the memo that the rest of his team was dead.
Yeah, Butcher was the first one to get picked off in that fight, and that's what really opened it up. They did have a slight ult advantage as Reunited was a few percentage points behind them, but the early pick onto Butcher, who has been overextending a little bit tonight, must be said.
Yeah, I agree.
Only got on the Reaper now, just comes and blasts 40.
Reunited with a very early sound barrier, but they're going to end up losing someone to Evermore in the end eventually. Drop the Blizzard. Kills for Reunited. Looks like they'll be able to hold the point again for a little while longer. Evermore getting what he can, but kind of on his own, split off. And I gotta say, so far the pushes on point B here from KongDoo Panthera have seemed a little bit scattered.
Yeah, they have. Just the communication hasn't been there for them. Some people going in too deep and dying immediately. Other people sort of skirting the edges.
So they're going to switch over to the Mercy Pharah combo here. Okay. Ryder on the Mercy, Rascal on that Pharah. See if they can get a little bit more of a three-dimensional push going here. Using that vertical with the Pharah. Orb of Discord onto Butcher here. See if they can capitalize on that. Graviton Surge available. Oni God coming from the top with that Reaper. Switching off of the tank for once, and he is making it work.
It can be tough here. With Evermore sticking onto the Roadhog, they are pretty dependent on getting those initial picks off.
And Reunited running with
like
a single
triple
tank right now.
Yeah, triple tank for KongDoo Panthera effectively.
Well, single tank from Reunited though, so they're trying to fight massive tanks with massive DPS here.
Well, when you have the Orb of Discord with the hitboxes on some of those tanks, you can burn them down mighty fast.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, this does work. In theory, it's certainly working so far. Bit forward fragile for the team comp, but you do have that Transcendence in case things start to go bad. And Reunited's gonna maybe have to deal with that Waka Waka with the Graviton Surge. Couple kills coming in though for Reunited right off the bat. That Blizzard slowing down this push from Panthera quite a bit. And they'll hold again. They've got also spare. Ooh, Morte does go down, or Morty rather, goes down to Evermore in the back. How he found that pick on Roadhog, I do not know.
Wow, that is
sneaky.
I'm surprised there that Rascal managed to die at the start of that fight. They are going to switch over to the Genji now. And no Winston to help deal with that, but I mean, plenty of short-range tools to help handle the Genji on the back of the point.
Well, when you're running extra DPS like that, the Dragon Blade can get very, very scary from Genji because it's a low health composition you're going to be cutting through.
Managed to nail it though.
We'll see.
We got just waiting right now.
Still
that Death Blossom.
That's right. Reunited just taking apart KongDoo Panthera here. We're watching Onigod, but all the action's happening elsewhere. He's just left clicking for funsies and while the rest of his team killing off KongDoo Panthera.
Yeah, I like Ryder switching up to Lucio right now. There hasn't been a lot of value in getting that Mercy, and especially when Rascal goes for the swap over to the Genji, no real reason to have that Mercy pick any longer. So they're trying to find something that will work here, but it's going to be tough. They do have the Nano Blade available, and here we go.
All right, yep, this is what they've been waiting for. This is how they want to break Reunited. Rascal getting backlines, good sound barrier, good Blizzard. Rascal getting frozen, gets taken out. I believe Onigod managed to pick him up there. Nope, still alive for the moment anyway. We just switched over. More kills coming in for Reunited, and so that sound barrier, the Transcendence, or rather just the Transcendence from Reunited, able to keep alive.
Reunited is so ready for the Genji today. They've handled this adeptly on the fly.
Yeah.
And that's another failed push there, so good trade when it comes to the ult economy in favor of Reunited. Still another attempt coming in from KongDoo Panthera. They are not going to switch things up.
It's so cool to see this adaptation from Reunited as well, to go for the single tank against the triple tank initially. Now just the 2-2-2 has been working so far. Butcher, though, has that Earth Shatter. We'll see if maybe he can make it work. Onigod survives the hook from Evermore. That was a close call for his Reaper. Morty, not too close to the Transcendence, which are coming in. Earth Shatter goes down, hits the Reinhardt, kills Swinghaven, looking for a little bit more though. Lataya on the outside of the fight. Pulse Bomb though, not working out. There's the Nano Boost now into Waka Waka. Going in deep onto Reunited, gets a couple kills right off the bat. Looking good for KongDoo Panthera. There goes Unfixed, and they may be able to finally take this point. But here comes the Desperation Diva. How much time can it buy Reunited though? Not a whole lot, it looks like. And Panthera continues to build time at this point. Nice sleep onto Cruz. And he just gets whack-a-moled by Butcher.
Transcendence going to be the last hold. The Mei respawns though, so they're going to get about 10 seconds just off of the Mei with the wall, with the Blizzard, and with the Ice Block.
Waka Waka with the kill onto Morty, but after the Transcendence goes away, so a little bit late. Deathboss not doing a whole lot, looking for the kill onto Valutaya, gets it. Waka Waka being a hero here on this Reaper. KongDoo Panthera is so close to taking the second point. They get it.
36 seconds left only in the time bank. So they get it, but they're going to have a pretty strong hold here if they want a chance to take this into a fourth map of the series. I'm impressed with Reunited. So many of those weaknesses that we saw earlier this week have vanished.
Yeah. And we're seeing a little bit more experimentation as well than we were seeing on Monday too. On Monday it just seemed like they were trying to barely hold things together, and now we're seeing good play, good coordination, and a bit of experimentation as well.
Yeah.
Good to see.
I'm not sure though about sticking on the Roadhog that long on the first point, because they dropped the Zarya for it, and the Roadhog didn't slot in neatly. I mean, obviously Evermore is very talented at Roadhog, but when it came to the rest of the composition, it wasn't providing, I think, a whole lot of value on a lot of those pushes with a Reaper and a Reinhardt combined with a Genji. I mean, it's just like, yeah, you can get that initial pick off, and I guess that's what they were looking for, was just for him to outskill members of Reunited. But if those hooks missed, he really doesn't do much in that composition.
You have to get the picks at the right time if you're going to be running the Roadhog like that, and he did get picks, but they weren't really at that right time. And it's hard to tell a player like Evermore that he shouldn't be playing his main, but maybe that was the time to switch off it. But I don't know. I see a different time that map is played. He gets the picks at the right time, and they take the point really quick.
Yeah.
So
it's just not foolproof. That's the thing. And you have to look at the overall synergy with the rest of the composition. If you think about having a Zarya, if you think about having a Zarya there who can actually provide more cover with the shields for the Reaper when he goes in for a Death Blossom, or for a Genji when he's in Dragon Blade, there's just a lot more synergy with the Zarya. So
he's going to stick with Zenyatta on the Reunited offense side. Valutaya going on the side, looking for people on the left. It's going to be Triple Tank, the defense from KongDoo Panthera. Winghaven already jumping up on the top to disrupt, and it's good old-fashioned disrupt with the Winston, send people forward to the point. Getting a little bit of time already. Evermore defending inside from that Tracer. Valutaya getting some damage in there. Almost up on that ult. Ooh, the hook misses. And there it is. Healed to death. Well, not really healed. Died while he healed. You get the idea. Valutaya either way. Winning that. Nice 1v1 against Evermore. Playing that near perfectly. Panthera having a little bit of trouble holding this here. Reunited finally pushing onto the point now, gaining a little bit of time. The disruptions have worked. Cruz getting the kill on the opposing Lucio, as we can see. More rage coming in now. Where's the Blizzard? It is for KongDoo Panthera, but pretty easily avoidable by Reunited. They are kind of cornered, though.
Yeah, Winston going to come in now, and Unfixed is providing some zone. He does have the Dragon Blade, can hold on to it. Probably doesn't need to use it for this push.
You're going to get the point right here, so you hold it for point B. At least that's what you want to do. Evermore mitigated. And now they have that Dragon Blade.
They have 4 ults to 1. Waka Waka comes in on the Pharah here, but this is going to be a tough hold for KongDoo Panthera.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, just a Pharah by herself. It's good defensively on point B on Temple of Anubis, I think, but you need a little bit more percentage. It's hard to make that switch right now.
Reunited needs to commit to this. They have such a huge edge.
The longer they wait, the more ult they give to KongDoo Panthera.
Yep. 5 ults up now. They're waiting for maybe Onigod, but he's close enough that if the rest of them go in, he can actually turn this around.
I thought you said baby Onigod for a second. I'm like, he's a new guy, but you really have to call him that?
Valutaya creeping on the flank. There we go, 6 ults there. That's the go button, Noah.
That's right, they're going to shield the Winston as he goes in, looking for that Graviton Surge, going after maybe the supports in the back line. Oni got kind of on his own, going in a bit early. Transcendence pop right away by Morty. And where's the follow-up? Oni God gets the Lucio. Evermore with the kill on Valutaya, though. This could go the other way as Butcher picks up another one. Oni God frozen, taken down by Rascal, and KongDoo Panthera. Looks like they're going to manage to hold this push.
That is an insane hold by KongDoo Panthera against 6 ults. They had virtually nothing to work with right there, but a clutch hook onto Valutaya took away a lot of Reunited's damage to clean up that fight.
That's really where that really top-level play from Evermore's Roadhog comes in, is you need someone to be able to make those picks on a character like the Tracer to defend in those situations. They needed him to come through for his team, and he really did.
Just so much news. They are going to have the Dragon Blade up, but that's going to buy them a lot of time. That may have been the best chance Reunited had.
Oh, Rascal went down. Winghaven with an early kill on that Reinhardt. Fix a little bit low, has to back away, picking up the heal. In the meantime, Waka Waka has a barrage. This may be the time to use it. We'll see. Dragon Blade popped out. Is this going to be it? Unfix goes for one. He gets the mate, gets Ryder right away. Gets another. Waka Waka goes down. The pharmacy is closed. And Unfix turns it around, goes after Evermore now. But meanwhile, a little bit of time. Not quite yet, though. Blizzard for Rascal. He comes back just in time, and there's a pick onto Unfix. The spawn just so close onto this that if you don't definitively kill the enemy team right away on point B, it's really hard to get any sort of time going on that point.
Well, Evermore's just been able to outlast the big damage and ultimates coming in from Reunited. And then on the backside of every fight, he's picking up the DPS that are trying to clean up the remaining members of his team. And that gives the rest of his team enough chance to respawn and get back onto the point. So it's been some crucial hooks here by Evermore that have been turning this around for KongDoo Panthera.
Yeah. And now a good amount of ults up for Panthera. Onigod finally getting his Death Blossom here. Switching over to the Reaper, they're going to go for a single tank composition again, this time offensively. See if they can break through. KongDoo Panthera. Here we go, pushing coming. Walled off, that's a bit dangerous, Waka Waka.
Lots of rockets going in.
Yeah, more like rocket rocket. Never thought I'd be saying Waka Waka so many times in one day.
Well, you never know in esports, these kids and their IDs, Noah.
It's crazy. Onigod getting nano boosted, drops that Death Blossom, looking for kills, finds Bishop in the back line, looking for a little bit more. Whole hog used. Evermore getting 2 kills actually with that. Now Rascal drops a Blizzard and KongDoo Panthera holding. I feel like that was very close to going the other way, though.
Well,
just another clutch play from Evermore.
Reunited tunneled onto the Ana in the back line, but Bishop managed to get his nano boost off, and that destroyed the rest of the members. Reunited went too far forward with the Death Blossom, and that meant that their investment of 2 ultimates basically only traded 1 enemy hero, so easy enough for KongDoo Panthera to have a better value from their nano boost right there.
So Valutaya over onto the McCree now. They put Onigod back on the Zarya, Unfixed moving over to his more familiar Reaper. So switching back to possibly a more comfortable composition as Panthera comes in to try to push back Reunited here. Reinhardt's shield getting a little bit low. Some time to charge it up now, though.
Sneaking through, but they've taken so much poke, and actually Crew's gonna fall.
Now, Winghaven, though, gets Rascal. Getting that man out of the way is a big deal, though. Biotic grenade used to keep people up. Evermore with the grab onto Unfixed, but he's able to Wraith walk out of it. Valutaya with the kill onto Unfixed. Valutaya, or rather, Waka Waka kills Unfixed. Valutaya kills Waka Waka. Has that Deadeye now, too. But Reunited, they've, like you said, they just poked a bit too much. Time to fall back and reset.
The Pharah poke ruined them on that last push. It got many of them really, really low, and then managed to help finish off Cruz there.
Well, there was a moment where Rascal got that Maywall as Reunited was trying to go into the caverns, and that just trapped them against the wall, and that's where they took a lot of that rocket damage from Waka Waka. I've never said Waka Waka in such a serious manner before, too. Waka Waka. Oh boy! That's a wall, and that's a Roadhog. Gets knocked out of his ultimate, but he's still got that nano boost damage. That's going to be an easy hold now. Oh, nice jumping hook onto Unfixed at the end. Whew, that was brutal.
got hit by the sleep dart, but then immediately took a tick of damage right thereafter, so he woke up, had an easy target against the wall, and there's the nano boost coming on through. Huge amounts of damage. It was a nice sleep dart, but wasn't coordinated with the rest of the team, so bit of error there by Reunited.
Well, just the coordination from KongDoo Panthera to have that Maywall in position right with the nano boost in. The nano boost in Road Dogg, that's not something you see every day.
Good play for sure. Onigod looking for an angle for the Graviton
here. Fix coming in, he's the one with the nano boost now. Evermore, though, gets 2 kills
Frozen.
while this is going on. Oh no! Not able to use that Death Blossom. Waka Waka drops a barrage, and KongDoo Panthera holding this pretty strong. Only 20 seconds left now for Reunited. It is do or die time. They may lose Temple of Anubis here.
Well, they got one good push, though. They have a huge ult advantage, but look at this. Ryder has res, so they can just, if he stays alive, he can just res his team, and they should be able to take a victory in OT.
We'll see. That's the idea. They really want to finish this point. Otaya coming in now. Onigod does have that Graviton Surge. He can use Sound Barrier, though. Runs out. Blizzard drop. Nano Boost onto the Mei, actually. That's a bit crazy. Kills coming in for KongDoo Panthera. Overtime on the point right now. Otaya needs a big Pulse Bomb. He gets Butcher on the way out, but too many kills for KongDoo Panthera, and that's going to be a map win for KongDoo.
Wow, another close game. This time, it's KongDoo Panthera getting the upper hand, so they will not get swept in this series. At the very least, a long way to go to come back. We are going to go on to an escort map here for map number 4.
Okay.
And it will be Reunited's selection.
We'll see what they decide to go with here. Imagine it's probably going to be Numbani, but...
Well, that's a hybrid. It can't happen until 0.5.
Oh, you're right.
5, so
my bad.
we will see.
My bad. Either Route 66 or Dorado, I would imagine.
Sure. Yeah.
Probably not Dorado. Yeah, Route 66. Yeah, I know Reunited feels a little bit more comfortable on this one. And so we'll see how far they can push it. See if they can push it real good, Monty.
I gotta push it hard this time. Korean teams have been noted to be good at Route 66. When we, over in China, have seen head-to-head matchups between Lunatic High and Rogue. A couple of those wins for Lunatic High came on full holds on Route 66.
That's right. Interesting to see, yeah, Rogue getting full held twice on that map. It's tough. That first point is a little bit hard. I mean, you just post up defensively on Big Earls, hang out, and shoot things at people. Just as Big Earl always imagined. But it is time. We'll see if Reunited can close it out, or if KongDoo ties up the series. Time to go to Route 66. All right, looks like we've got Reunited on offense for our first round here on Route 66.
Battleground.
It's a battleground.
Route 66.
As are they all. Sponsored by Big Earls.
Yeah, you think Big Earl would not be appreciative about people shooting a bunch of guns right outside of his gas station. Could be an explosive situation.
That's a very good point.
I don't really understand why everybody's so willing to have open firefights, like Reinhardt's like throwing fire strikes straight into the gas pumps.
You know, although, you know, it looks like since explosion's not a big risk here, I feel like Big Earl should capitalize on it. He needs a cafe on his roof. That's where everybody's hanging out.
Have a nice beer.
Stay away. Americanos.
Or yeah, beer. You go for the Americanos. I go for the beer, man.
Hey, well, you can't like defend Route 66 properly drinking at the same time, Monty. You need a clear head.
It depends on if you're a drunken master or not, doesn't it?
That's a good point. We don't have one of those characters yet. Maybe we'll get like a Lee Sin type character here. Well, you know, he's a hand-to-hand combat guy, not drunk as far as we know.
To be fair, all the characters in this game do look like they're drunk as they stumble around, crouching constantly, zigging and zagging back and forth. No, they're falling over, man.
They look very coordinated to me, actually. They look to me like they've been drinking a lot of Americanos. They look like they're really hopped up on caffeine. Here comes a push, though. Looks like it's going to be Mei for the unfixed. Otaya on the Reaper. Pretty standard compositions from both sides. Got that triple tank again. KongDoo Panthera on defense.
Yeah, with Mei though, so
Yeah, May's good on Route 66 on
sure,
defense.
but it's very low damage composition, and again, reliant on Evermore to get picks to roll up the rest of the team.
Yeah, it is, but we've seen a lot of Korean teams be confident with this composition. You know, they really like running triple tank with Mei, and so far so good. Rascal getting some nice right clicks into the back of Reunited.
What this comp does do is charge Nano Boost very quickly, because you can afford to take quite a few hits on your tanks and then heal them back up, so you get a faster Nano Boost.
Oh, and he knows he's got the Blizzard right about now. Drops the wall down, looking for the trap, drops it onto Reunited. Couple members of Reunited trapped up there. When he's gone with the push onto, or the kill rather, onto Butcher. It's going to be one on each side going down. KongDoo Panthera not giving up their high ground advantage quite yet, despite being frozen at the same time. Evermore a bit low though, got to stay alive, can't do it. Reunited continuing to push here.
I have to say, no, I'm really not a fan of this composition that KongDoo Panthera is running. You have, there's a Nano Boost in Mei, okay? Not going to do much. Butcher enters the fray once again after reviving, but you're running with very limited windows of time. It's all about exploiting timing windows when you have a Nano Boosted Reinhardt, or you have the Blizzard, or you have the hookup, but your consistent DPS is not great.
Yeah.
And so if you get into a grinder of a battle like we just saw with Reunited, over time they're just simply going to deal more damage to you.
Whoa, Evermore.
That's huge, actually. That's going to be a big split spawn for KongDoo. This is going to be a long push now for Reunited.
Well, he went for a pick, but to come around the corner with no information with what's on the other side, a very risky move. And like you said, yeah, it costs us in the split push department.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes like that. And over and again this series, we see KongDoo Panthera overextending. Now Volatile with the Nano Boost, going to get pooped off the upper level.
Yeah, he's not getting a whole lot, but his teammates certainly are. Saves that Death Blossom as the push continues quite handily for Reunited. 4 ults to work with.
They were given so much time.
They
by
really were.
KongDoo Panthera. That's like a mistake that we haven't seen more coordinated teams make in this tournament.
Yeah. Evermore taking some shots from Morty. Still looking for those picks, and he needs to find them. All right, Graviton Surge sucks everybody in. There's a Blizzard as well. Earthshatter may turn things around for Panthera, but doesn't look like it. They tried, but the kills came in anyway.
Great coordination. Reunited got the grenade in there too. Courtesy of Diana, so much damage splashed across them in the AoE. They hold on to the Death Blossom. Only couple ultimates used right there, so this is going to be a fast push through the second point.
Now the changes happen. Rascal on the Tracer, but there's not really a whole lot of room to flank with this point. See what he can get done. Going to definitely be going after the Ana in the back line, of course.
I mean, they get a little bit more damage, but they've really got to nail the Big Bang combo in this case. And they have to keep Rascal alive, otherwise, again, they have no consistent DPS, so Zarya's going to have to be very confident in the shields. There's the Nano Boost on the Reinhardt.
Yeah, that's right. Soundberry dropped immediately. Volatile uses that Death Blossom, gets a kill onto Evermore, and he's going to do work on this Reaper. That push absolutely stuffed by Reunited. Rascal trying to make a difference here on this Tracer, but nope, not quite doing it. And there goes Waka Waka. Volatile being an absolute hero on this Reaper. He nearly already has Death Blossom again.
Yeah, they just simply had more ults going into that fight. Not to mention that the value of that Death Blossom with the Nano Boost considerably higher as he got into the back lines really instantaneously. So Reunited just running over.
Butcher needs a good Earth Shatter. He drops it right there. Immediately the Graviton Surge and the Blizzard come in for Reunited to counter that, though. They don't really catch anybody, but they stop the engage. Rascal does go down too. There's the Death Blossom. Reunited ready to possibly push this thing through to the end, but that spawn is close.
Ryder going to be taken out though, so Volatile
That's
going
good.
to shove it.
Oh, Graviton Surge used at the
There
end, but
it is.
that is it. And Reunited with a very smooth offensive round on Route 66. You can see Morty very happy with that one. Why wouldn't you be? That was pretty flawless.
Yeah, 2:30, solid time right there. But it's been the positional errors, it's been the overextensions that Reunited has punished well in this series that are giving openings for them to get these fast times in. And conversely, it leaves KongDoo Panthera without much to defend with. They seem like they're always a man down, can't actually contest the payload. So their individual talent very clear, but their coordination a step behind Reunited.
Yeah. And I think you're right, too, about the triple tank. I mean, it wasn't getting a lot done right there, and it seemed like, on other maps, on, like, for instance, Temple of Anubis, Reunited seemed to at least have an idea about how to contest this, but this is it. This could be the last round of the match, as KongDoo Panthera has to push the payload all the way to the end to have a chance of even continuing on Route 66.
Yeah, 2:27 is a good time on Route 66, too.
It is. Very fast.
It's going to be tough.
Yep. Here we go. It's going to be the 2-2-2 from Reunited, as we often see. Standard 2-2-2 from KongDoo Panthera at the moment as well.
I'm interested. Reunited changing it up. I guess they don't expect the Genji to come out first, so we are going to see the Ana here instead of the Zenyatta.
Is Onigan going to pay for the repairs to Big Earl's side, because it's going to definitely be.
I think Big Earl's going to have a lot more problems with his gas station after the giant melee goes through in front of it.
Or the train crashing right next to it.
Yeah, I think Big Earl got out of here, Noah.
It's time to relocate, certainly, yeah.
Yeah, there's huge gang activity, trains running off the rails. I'd get out of there if I was Big Earl.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
Well, KongDoo Panthera is running a dive composition. So can they get the supports early on? Morty going to be the primary target. They've got 3 heroes in Winston, Genji, and Tracer that are going to be able to get on top of him very quickly.
Well, the idea is to jump onto the top of on top of Big Earl's here and dislodge that defense. They do that successfully so far. Waka Waka getting into the May from behind here, but Unfix gets himself right back up on top. Waka Waka doing a lot of harassment from the back lines. As Reunited tries to hold, looks like they will. Valuetaya manages to pick up the Winston, so the dive stuffed for now anyway.
Yeah, that was
a little bit more, but there's a heal from the grenade, and yeah, time to back away.
Defensive play from Reunited. They waited for the dive to come in, have the counter to the Winston ready when it comes to the Reaper, so just falling back.
Oh boy, Death Blossom comes in. He's nano boosted as well. The Winston shield contained a lot of that. Unfix got a kill on the May though, so they're still going to hold. Rascal's certainly going to be a threat on that Genji.
Dragon Blade is ready for Rascal. They have nano boost. Waiting for an opportunity to really use it right now.
When will it be time here? Winghaven nearly has that Earth Shatter too to try to do something about that Genji. And they're going to be pushed back. Reunited holding really well so far.
They're covering the flanks and the chaos that KongDoo Panthera is trying to sow in their backline so well. They're not. The only time they've moved forward so far is with the nano boosted Death Blossom to create a zone right in front of the payload. Otherwise, it's been defensive play all around.
Well, no defense there. So, well, Rascal goes in. He's got that sound barrier to keep him safe, looking for kills with the Dragon Blade. Gets one onto Morty in the back lines. Reunited picks up a couple themselves. And it might be enough to hold. No, doesn't quite look like it. Finally, the push getting going for KongDoo Panthera as they will wipe Reunited.
Yeah, sound barrier maybe dropped a little bit too soon so that it didn't give the full protection against the Dragon Blade. And this time they did not have a Transcendence to cover at the end of that ultimate. So will be a push up here to the first point, but sometime bought by Reunited. Just going to see if they can poke around the corner. And Fix looking to charge that Dragon Blade back up. And they're actually going to contest right now, Noah.
Oh, yeah. Fix trying to go in onto Bishop here. Trying to take out that Ana. It's a little bit of damage done. Meanwhile, kills coming in for Reunited. Winghaven and Valuetaya picking up a couple there. Valuetaya has that Death Blossom too if he wants to use it. And they take the payload back for the moment, so the push not going too far for KongDoo Panthera yet.
Wow, I'm surprised that worked, actually.
I am a little bit too. All right, well, just some great individual play from some of the members of Reunited, and they managed to brawl their way back into a defensive edge here.
Yeah, get control of the high ground again, so another mission here for KongDoo. And they don't have the nano boost yet, so Rascal a little bit on his own. And he's going to be behind Unfixed on the nano boost Dragon Blade combination anyway, so Reunited will have the opportunity to get those kills first.
All right, nano boost onto Valuetaya and try something defensive now. Good, well, looked like a good ult immediately. He did get 2 in the end, but got booped away.
I mean, he got Rascal, who had already used the Dragon Blade, so that's a really crucial kill there with the ultimate. Unfixed going to pop his just to clean up the opposition, and KongDoo Panthera has 25 seconds to work with this, and they have 0 ultimates. So clutch ult from Valutaya, shutting down Rascal.
Yeah, Reunited, man, talk about this match. I mean, looking so out of sorts on Monday and coming back so strong today, and they may be able to take things right here. Just 5 seconds left. The push has to come now. KongDoo Panthera needs to get on this. And here we go. This is it. Evermore close to that Graviton Surge coming in. Reunited trying to stay alive. Waiting for that ultimate on the Zarya. A couple kills coming in already in favor of Reunited. Graviton Surge, but no real follow-up for KongDoo Panthera. They've lost 3 already. Sound Barrier, a desperation move, trying to get them to the point. The ult comes in from Valutaya, though. Ryder and Butcher, though, pick up a couple. Unfixed still alive on the point, and we're into overtime. Reflecting, and this may be about it. No, they actually hold. They will get this first point.
Barely holding on right there during overtime, but they've got such a long way to go, Noah. They've got
really
a minute 30 to push to point number 2.
Yeah, and if you're Reunited here, you say, okay, all right, we'll give them this one. They don't have a lot of time left. Let's just work on stopping them, playing patiently. We've got an opportunity.
Waka Waka switching over to the Reaper right now.
Yeah, probably good on the second point. There's a lot of close hallways to hide behind, a lot of flanking options, a lot of close quarters combat.
Rascal's going to get annihilated by Valutaya.
Yep.
And Onigod right there. Vincent isolating that Genji. Always a problem for the Genjis if you manage to end up in that 1v1.
Well, Reunited pushed way up on this one. This is a very aggressive defensive position to take on point B, but why not?
They have the Dragon Blade, they have Nano Boost. And
yeah.
KongDoo Panthera only just now getting a Genji ult.
Rascal getting some damage done. Good point there. Pops the Dragon Blade. He's going in. Looking for some kills. Can't really find too much. Gets one on unfixed in the end. Might be enough to keep this push going, but no, they're going to keep holding.
Well,
oh, never mind. Waka Waka.
All by himself on the payload.
That's a good left click.
But still, 20 seconds. So Valutaya does die, which does delay the defense on this second point just a little bit, but also buys time as they're closer to that first. Waka Waka, he's lurking for a death blossom.
It's going to need to get a pretty amazing play here if they want to be able to
he baited
take
the Winston
point.
up there with the Genji.
Didn't end up doing a whole lot of damage. Onigod got healed up very quickly here. Sound Barrier comes in. Waka Waka gets it. Now trying to get to the back lines. Gets a Nano Boost. This is it. Gets pushed away as the ults get Earth Shattered. That is countered completely. Reunited with a chance to end it right here as the Nano Boost ends onto the Reaper. Reunited backing onto the point now. Holding it defensively. We are in overtime. It's close. Rascal trying to be a hero onto this Genji, and it looks like they might be able to hold. Oh, wow. Yeah, they will be able to hold this payload and keep pushing.
Keeps on going right here. Reunited can't get that final push, and it may be another point taken in overtime. Grouping him off, and that's going to do it. Nice job on the defense as Onigod tried to come in and ended up getting pushed off and then immediately killed by Lucio. But they're still looking at a minute 15, so even if they push this all the way to point number 3, time bank definitely going to be enormously in Reunited's favor.
Yep. KongDoo Panthera still alive for the moment, though, but Reunited with another opportunity. Valutaya taken out after he dropped that pulse bomb unfixed, getting into the back lines, not wasting any time in trying to pick apart KongDoo Panthera. Lots of kills, and Reunited holds early on. Fix looking for one last one, takes out Rascal, takes out Waka Waka. Unfixed has been doing really well on this Genji here.
He has Onigod coming back up to the high ground on the Reaper. The 3 DPS strategy working out very well for Reunited.
Yeah, I think it's great against relatively low damage. Oh, but there's a Graviton Surge. Where's the follow-up? Dragon Blade used. Onigod goes down. There goes Morty. Rascal gets another unfixed Wing Haven. And Reunited wiped as KongDoo Panthera pushes ahead in the final point.
Yeah, but look how little time they have, Doa. 14 seconds. And the payload is just crawling along the floor here through the barrage.
I'm watching the lower right now, man. I want to see Reunited can hold. Here we go, back again. Waka Waka with the Nano Boost of Death Blossom. Oh, that might be enough again. Doing work. And KongDoo Panthera, have they done it? So close as the Dragon Blade comes in now for Unfixed, but he's not able to get any kills, and they might just be able to push it. Valutaya stopping it on the Tracer for just a moment, gives a respawn chance. There's a Desperation Diva for KongDoo Panthera, or rather for Reunited, to try to hold it. Onigod on the Soldier 76 now even, but the kills come in again, and somehow, some way, Reunited managed to get all 3 points.
Overtime,
Whoa.
Noah, on every single point on that map, but when push came to shove, able to get the big ultimates that they needed, whether it was a Death Blossom or the Dragon Blade on that last pressure, and they pull it all the way to the end.
And that's got to be a bit tilting if you're Reunited here to be so close. The thing you have to remember, though, is like you mentioned a little bit earlier, they do have a big advantage in the time bank, and they need to focus on that right now.
And there were occasions, Noah, where they didn't have to, especially after that first point was taken, play so aggressively forward on the map. They could have just held back, tried to build up an ult advantage, and dealt the stronger coup de grace, which maybe you need that patience sometimes just to make sure that you can go for the 100% clear kill rather than sort of funneling in without all of your ultimate abilities up.
And the confidence is good, but overconfidence is something that you can stray into very easily in Overwatch in those situations, and that's unfortunately for Reunited what they did. But
even so, even with that, it's a minute. I mean, because it happened in overtime in the full push-up, and basically KongDoo Panthera gets a minute of time. Reunited gets another minute of time on top of that to compensate, so it's going to be extraordinarily difficult for KongDoo to actually push this. They have 55 seconds to do what they can.
Yep. Pressure's on now, though, for Reunited. They held point A very, very well. First time around, force it to overtime. Can they hold for 1 minute here in Time Bank? If they can hold here, they will win the match.
They can hold on top of Big Earls.
That's right, that's the idea. Bishop going around the side here. Rascal diving deep, getting aggressive, going after Morty on that. Anna gets slept. A clutch sleep dart for Morty. That's what we've been looking for the entire match.
But Onigod's already dead, though. There goes Rascal, though.
Yeah, this could be trouble for Reunited. Got his down. Balutaya coming in, equalizing, getting 2 on that Reaper. Down to just 15 seconds now. This is looking good for Reunited. Balutaya coming up and shoring those defenses. And now we are going to be in overtime very quickly, and Reunited are the ones on the payload.
They've got to get in there.
He's got the Blizzard. He's got the Blizzard, and that could be enough right there. It is, and Reunited holds on Route 66, and they will take the match over KongDoo Panthera.
Well, they've got a minute left.
Oh, never mind. They won't.
They have 3.5 minutes to push.
We're new.
On this next push right here, so they do have time, and this is going to make KongDoo Panthera have to defend further forward and closer to the actual spawn because they only got the cart just around the corner.
Yeah.
So they can't actually defend at the more preferable place on top of Big Earls with the high ground. They're going to have to really take a few more risks here and hold for 3.5 minutes, basically. So I think they're going to have to go for the bridge right there.
I haven't cast a lot of Overwatch yet, guys. Be gentle. Be gentle, please.
It's all right. We'll get there, though. We'll get there.
Well, Reunited in a good spot. 3:27 on the clock.
I'm really surprised they want to hold on top of Big Earls right now. Yes, it's a more dangerous position. It's much more difficult to be flanked on Big Earls compared to pushing a little bit further forward. You're also closer to the enemy spawn, which causes problems with reinforcements. But that is going to have to be some sort of miracle hold, though, right on that corner.
Yep. We got switching over to the Zarya in the end, of course. And they pushed this first position so quickly the first time around. See if they can recreate that.
And at least, you know, they have Waka Waka on the Reaper this time, so slightly more damage.
And all they need to do is push it to that yellow box on the ground that you see on your screen, or you saw on your screen right there. I mean it for real. They'll win it for real this time. I'm not kidding. All right, here we go.
They're giving him a lot of ground, trying to get that poke in with a Fire Strike.
It's so hard to defend any earlier than this, though. You run the risk of getting wiped just immediately. Rascal throws up the wall, tries to separate. Members are Reunited initially. Waka Waka getting in the back lines. They get 3, and they will hold for now anyway.
Wow, that was...
All right.
I'm a bit surprised Reunited wasn't more ready for that. Basically, they had to, KongDoo had to all in right there. They had to stop the cart moving forward. And you know exactly where they're going to be attacking. Reunited, if they get a good May wall down, just pick somebody up, though, they can push it all the way through.
Follow tie on the side, just push
Pushing
and
it.
build some charge.
They're pushing. Are they going to defend this?
Oh, wow, they put the Mei shield up, and that blocks the line of fire for KongDoo Panthera. They force them to jump down, but Winghaven is right there, swinging that Reinhardt hammer, supported by the Mei. And they've only got to push it just a bit farther, less than 3 meters to go, as Evermore tries to defend, kills Onigod. Big Earthshatter coming in, though, and Winghaven may have gotten the play. Oh, but Waka Waka with the ultimate on that Reaper, plus the sound barrier might have been enough to defend for the moment. Looking for the kill, gets Valutaya. That could be big. Kind of on his own now, gets frozen.
Well,
Butcher on top of the payload. And it looks like that's going to be about it until the Reinhardt goes down. And
Bracer's still there.
oh, all right. Wow, they're holding still, but that is it. And now Reunited, I mean it this time, Reunited has won the match. They take down KongDoo Panthera. And what a huge sigh of relief that must be for those guys after getting 3-0 on Monday to come back 2 days later, take care of a lot of those issues that seem to be plaguing them, and they get the win.
Yeah, I really do admire the transformation we've seen from Reunited. It was tough coming in here with the new player. They did need more time to integrate him into the roster. And he certainly had a lot better use of the Zarya ultimate today. We also got to see him have some pretty good Reaper play as well, Onigod, as they switched him over to a DPS hero and ran with just a single tank with Winghaven's Reinhardt at times.
Right.
So showing a lot more depth to their hero pools today, more variable strategies, and as good as KongDoo Panthera is on the ladder, their coordination, too many picks, too many sort of random people running in and dying really cost them when it came to building up a giant time bank, particularly on that last map.
Yeah. And a tough first match for KongDoo Panthera. You know, a lot of hype about these guys coming into this tournament. You know, they did recently win a tournament here in Korea, but it's a little bit different in the studio.
Yeah, as a reminder, Doa, this is Europe's first ever win against Korea because actually.
Oh, well, I mean, what about CLGEU did pretty well.
No.
You mean in Overwatch?
In Overwatch,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, in Overwatch, because
right.
so far it was 2-0 for Lunatic High over Rogue at APAC, and
Right.
then the first victory here from Runaway over Reunited. So
Yeah.
I bet we're going to see it even out. The European teams are very good, and
agree.
Envy's going to be a big favorite come Friday against Mighty Storm.
Yep, looks like Energy is having a little bit of a comeback here, I think, as a team. So we'll see how they do in the tournament. It'll be interesting to see when Seagull and Co. gets here, but it's all about Reunited tonight.
Well, and Reunited stays alive in this group, too. That's like the
It's a
biggest
big
thing.
story.
You go down 0-2, and you have such a small chance of making it out of the group, so
Yeah.
they will have a nice long break. Their next match won't be until after BlizzCon, so they're going to have tons of time to prepare.
And so let's check out some highlights. Obviously, Rascal doing some work here for his team.
This match was incredibly close overall. Reunited, the only convincing victory was on that final push, and it really would have taken a miracle for KongDoo to come back.
I mean, between Runaway, KongDoo Panthera, and Reunited right now, it looks like a pretty tight race to see who's going to come out on top and who's going to get second in this group at the end of the day.
Yeah, we may have some tiebreakers too.
I think so. Possible. But for me, I mean, the story of the day, or the hero of the day rather, was Valutaya on this Reaper. A lot of really good play, very good positioning. You know, we can talk about Onigod and how much better he looked on the Zarya, and he did, but Valutaya, I feel like, was the one that really was the primary carry today for Reunited.
It's interesting to me too because when they were running the unfixed on the Mei and then just ditching the Zarya and taking Onigod onto a Reaper just for more brawling damage.
Yeah. That's something for other teams to consider when they run into Reunited in the past. And Butcher, you know, had some good moments, but I felt like if you could pick anybody who overextended a little bit too often on KongDoo Panthera.
Butcher and Evermore had some issues
Yeah.
with those overextensions, and when you lose your front line like that, you're not going to have the tools necessary because they're the ones that are providing the shield or the crowd control to keep all of the triple damage compositions that we saw Reunited running here off of your squishies.
Yeah. And Onigod, had props to this guy. I mean, he had a lot of problems on Monday, looked really, really out of sorts, but much cleaner Zarya play overall, and had a couple good Reaper games as well.
Nice job by Fix. The Waka Waka.
Unfixed was great on that May as well. Just a much better performance from Reunited.
Yes, significantly. Good stuff.
Yeah. Relief for them and a relief for us too, because the closer the group is, the more exciting it is for us.
Still going to be a really hard group.
Yeah. Absolutely. Really crazy push from KongDoo Panthera and their first offensive round on Route 66, getting it all the way to the end, and all 3 points in overtime. Can't really take that away from them, but in the end, it was Reunited to win the map, win the series.
Well, when you have 2.5 extra minutes to work with on the payload, it becomes very unlikely your opponent's going to push back unless you have a crazy overtime run on the card.
And so I believe that soon it will be time to go to an interview and see what the victorious Team Reunited has to say. In the meantime, saying hi to KongDoo Panthera in the booth. Hard-fought match either way, and I like how we had a very one-sided day on Monday, but today's been good. Last Friday's been really close. I think overall, the skill level of the team seems fairly even across the board initially.
Yeah, and we'll see. Obviously, Rogue, one of the top teams in the world right now, alongside Envy.
Yeah.
And they will be joining up later this week, and then next week for Rogue, and alongside some of